So Tanner and I thought we would sit down and talk a little bit about how to select a landlord if you're a growing company in the market today. And while Tanner was going to interview me, I'm going to interview him. So what are your couple of important things that you look at when selecting a landlord for a growing company?
Sure. You know, when a growing company needs a few things. One, the nature of a growing company is they're going to need more space, right? So picking a landlord that can actually accommodate that growth is key, and it's real easy for people to only look at how nice the building is or how nice the space is. But if it's a smaller building that doesn't have that much square footage or therefore not as much turnover, you're painting yourself into a corner before you even move in.
Right.
So finding a landlord that either has a large building or a large portfolio within the submarket where they can accommodate your growth by moving you to new space in your building is key.
Mm-hmm. And so what is, let's just say it's a one specific landlord. How big is a big building? What do you consider?
Depends on the size of the company. Are they going from 5,000 to 10,000 feet, or are they going from 30,000 to 80,000 feet? So really just, there's no specific answer. It's evaluate what the situation is and what works for you guys as a company.
Gotcha. Yeah, and then, well, I'm going to jump in if I can.
Please.
Something else that I think is important is to match up the personality type of the business owner with the landlord type. And so within the building ownership type, there's a real estate investment trust, a big institution, pension fund, could be a local ownership. And so it depends on, each one of those has different characteristics in interacting with them as a landlord. The institutional is going to be a little more rigid, not as flexible as a local owner. So you got to match up your personality type as well with the building ownership.
Great point.
Thanks. Well, what other things come to mind for you?
Looking at this part.
Right.
I don't think what else there is.
Yeah.
I mean, choosing the right landlord. I guess another thing to think about with choosing the right landlord is what do we know about them?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's the word on the street? Do they have money?
Mm-hmm.
In other words, can they pay for the tenant improvements? This recent downturn has hurt a lot of landlords, so that has impacted how they can fund their tenant improvements, and that will affect the company.
Yeah. Also, that affects the landlord's longevity in the building as well. It's not always that fun to go into a building under one ownership and then have it get sold while you're there, and next thing you know, you're dealing with a totally different entity than the lease that you entered into. Hard to protect against that, but sometimes you know what's going on due to what's on the street.
There you go.